The nyash that they have been trying to cover for the past few days since after the conduction of the election, the nyash they be trying to cover have finally been exposed. The nyash they have been trying to package, everything have finally been exposed. You will hear from the horse mouth what Mama YAKUBU did, how Mama YAKUBU was used in the election, who truly won the election, the true election sheet, the result sheet is out, who truly won the election. You will hear from the horse mouth. Whatever you have been saying online before after the election are all mere speculations. You will hear from the horse man himself. The trouble are finally loomers everywhere boss in the early half today. TINUBU never known that the horse will actually speak out. The horse have finally speak out. Mama YAKUBU have finally dash it out. Who truly won the election? You will hear it. The Obi said it's not desperate to be president of Nigeria, but the truth must be told. Everywhere boss. Just stay connected. You can share this video, ensure you share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. Come and hear confession. Come and see the atrocities that Mama did. Now they begging for forgiveness. Come and hear everything. You will hear it yourself. So you can share the video, ensure you share it. And if you can't share it, just like it as you're watching it. Give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended. Just stay connected and coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now. It makes sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, for those of you that are new on this platform, ensure you click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen so that you won't miss out whenever we drop a new video. And do well to click the notification bell icon as you click the subscription button. Click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let it know. Come and see confession. If you have not heard confession in your entire life before, you will hear confession in this very video. You will see how MAHMOOD and everything that MAHMOOD did, everything came out. You will hear from the horse mouth everything that transpired in course of the election. You know, everything that have been coming out in course of the election after they conducted the election. You know, it's just a mere speculation because you didn't hear from the horse mouth itself that it was Peter Obi that won the election, that this happened, that happened. You didn't hear from the horse mouth itself. Now you will hear everything yourself. The true winner of the election, the number of votes that he have, you will hear everything everywhere boss in the early afternoon, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu never expected that stuff like this can actually come out. They'll be packaging this nyash not to open. They'll be packaging this nyash not to be unveiled. But this nyash is finally unveiled in the market square. Everywhere boss, as their secret is finally out. We have been waiting for a day like this when the money that Tinubu have been giving to Mama YAKUBU will not be okay for him again. And the truth will finally be unveiled. Now the truth has finally come out. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share it. Share it to different social media platform. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it. Give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. You know, I missed everything that happened in course of the election. Mama YAKUBU still have the mind to pronounce Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election. With the way APC incite a lot of violence on people, they attack a lot of people, they notch attack on people in different polling units. With the way they notch a lot of attack on people like us, including myself, because I actually went to vote then. A lot of talk came out and bully a lot of voters. There were voter suppression, there were voters intimidation, and there were voters bullying all across different polling units in Lagos State and different areas of Nigeria. And yet they didn't stop the election, they didn't do anything. This man Mama YAKUBU still pronounced Tinubu as the president of Nigeria, and that is where the issue started from. Now a lot of people have been looking at that. No, Mama YAKUBU must not remain as the Inec chairman and all of that, but nothing happened. Even the talk that inside the violent MC Lomo in Lagos State, they did not even call him for arrest. They didn't even invite him to station, talk less of arresting him. But they can be running after bloggers that are posting their book talks outside amidst all the electoral irregularities that took place in course of the election. They can run after influencers and all of that, after celebrities that are doing everything to bring their book talks out. But they will never bring people that are actually incite violence in the election. They will never bring them to book. Now Mama YAKUBU have finally confessed. You will hear everything in this video. What they did, how they did it, what APC do with them, how Inec collaborated and they collide with APC, how Tinubu used Mama YAKUBU to win the election. You will hear it. How many votes will be had, because according to this video, it was Obi that actually won the election. Now a lot of obedient are keeping calm for a video like this to show face, and the video have show face. Come and see their disgrace. Their disgrace is finally out. How they eat the money because of the election just to ensure that they give the money to TINUBU, because even TINUBU himself knew that he never won the election and all of that, and that is why a lot of people are aggrieved till today. And yet the same Nigeria that TINUBU hijacked is not working. The same Nigeria is not working. A lot of people actually think it was TINUBU that is the causative agent of all this issue, but the causative agent is MAHMOOD YAKUBU. Don't even think about TINUBU. It is MAHMOOD YAKUBU. I didn't mean that this man did the right thing in the course of the election. TINUBU might not be there, but when this man failed Nigeria after promising Nigeria heaven and earth that the election will be transparent, the election will be free and fair, there will be credibility, the election will be credible. This man promised Nigerians, and even Obi buttress it by promising Nigerians that the election will be okay, they should go and collect their voters card and all of that. At the end of the day, a lot of Nigerians went to collect their voters card. The last 2023 election had the mass number of Nigerians coming out to vote. It have never happened in the history of Nigeria, but yet this man collected money and he threw away everything. Now the confession is just coming out. A lot of people will be like, oh, they have used the cutlass to cut what they want to cut, and since the cutlass have cut what they want to cut, there's no use of throwing the cutlass away again and all of that. But you will hear point in this very video. So if you can share the video, ensure you share it, and if you can't share it, just do well to like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up, and before I will play you the confession video and you hear everything yourself, let me play you what happened with Wole Soyinka. There are some people in this country called Nigeria that they call Agbaya. There are some people in Nigeria that they are Agbayas according to the Yoruba. For those of you that are Yorubas, you will understand what I'm saying. Agbaya ni àwọn èèyàn míì in Nigeria. Some old people in Nigeria, they are Agbayas. They will just come out to Mononya, to Opatayan, to just say a lot of rubbish on media. They forget their old age, and after saying the rubbish, they want small children and kids of this generation to respect them. They can never earn the respect. Now I believe you've heard what Wole Soyinka said about Peter Obi, and he have been saying it right from time, but come and hear what this man said about Wole Soyinka. Then from there you will hear the atrocities that Wole Soyinka himself committed and everything that he did, and from there you will hear the confession of MAHMOOD. Just stay connected, obedient, enjoy the video as I'm coming back again.
This generation, the Bible says, do not touch my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Touch is T-O-U-C-H in that place. But this generation, they can T-O-R-C-H the anointed, burn the anointed and do him harm and disgrace him. They don't fear any person because they've been pushed to the wall. They've been frustrated by the inadequacies and stupidity of my generation. So they don't have respect for any of us. So when you think that you are Wole Soyinka, you are a Nobel laureate, you are one person, you are bishop this, archbishop this, pastor this generation is disappointed in religion, elders, disappointed in the politicians of my era and behind. So don't sit in a pedestal and think that you're a superstar. They will pull you down and tear you to shreds. We messed up. Point number 2. Wole Soyinka should come to the political podium with clean hands. He led a mob against Goodluck Jonathan that carried a coffin with Goodluck Jonathan's effigy in it. That contributed a great deal to the depression that Goodluck Jonathan's mother suffered and died. To see your son's coffin, Professor Wole Soyinka and some prominent religious leaders who are now quiet were in the forefront of that push against Goodluck Jonathan. And so he has no moral justification to condemn any person for insulting or abusing him or dragging him. This generation has seen what my generation has done. Point number 3. Professor Wole Soyinka is the founder of the Pirates Confraternity. Recently, they sang a song. Hand they shake, leg they shake. Papa we know well. If they shout a Milo con, that's against President Bola TINUBU, a former governor, a former NEDACO leader. Your Pirates Confraternity sang that song, and another one, whether Bala Blue song. What did you say? Did that disqualify you, Professor Wole Soyinka, from heading an organization if you are appointed? Would that disqualify you? So, will somebody have disqualified you from winning the Nobel Prize because out of Pirates Confraternity, Buccaneers, Eye, Black Axe, and other ones, Vikings, derived their motivation, and then the cult wars and whatever we are having in this country, would it be ascribable to you and prevent you from winning the Nobel Prize? Prof, sometimes we need to reason, we need to think. Prof, sir, I think you misfired. You are out of touch with reality. You have eaten something that is preventing you from speaking well. Sometimes when you pack too much pepper fruit inside your mouth, you find it difficult to speak well. I think you benefited from TINUBU one way or the other, either through sponsorship or relationship, because I find it difficult to believe that you are a tribal bigot, that you have degenerated to that level. I believe you misfired. Prof, this generation, social media, they abuse any person. Social media is a public toilet. If you can't bear the stench, behave like TINUBU that does not watch social media. And you must be very careful what you comment and what you say. Prof, you misfired. You tried in the time past. Your time has passed. Enjoy your retirement. Even me talking, I'm extremely careful, because what is coming up next is not just the anger of abuse. When these Nigerians, these poor Nigerians are pushed to the wall, they will fight back. Remember the way they looted warehouses filled with palliatives. What is coming up next, if this country does not improve in the next 3 years, is going to be more than, let's leave it.
Besides the fact that the production of the beavers machine before the tribunal was the responsibility of Inec, both as a party to the petition and as a public institution, I had endeavored to ensure that the beavers was brought before the tribunal by obtaining an order from the same tribunal compelling Inec to produce the beavers machine before the tribunal. However, Inec brazenly refused to abide by the order of the same tribunal directing it to produce before it the beavers machine. It may interest you to note that the same Inec had, prior to the commencement of hearing of my petition before the tribunal, refused to grant access to Labour Party accredited inspectors to inspect the beavers machine in line with an order of the same tribunal. This is regardless of the fact that Inec had extorted from me millions of naira purportedly as a deposit for the cost of the inspection of the beavers machine. The said inspection never held, and Inec has held on to the money. Interestingly, the tribunal neither made any comment on this Inec's malfeasance nor sanctioned Inec for flouting its order, which was tantamount to contempt in facie curia, contempt in the face of the court. An election result shall only be collated if the collation officer ascertains that the number of accredited voters agrees with the number recorded in the beavers, and votes scored by the political parties on the result sheet is correct and agrees with the results electronically transmitted or transferred directly from polling units as prescribed. Our party state collation agent therefore urged the returning officer to suspend the collation exercise and request for the production of records of beavers accreditation to enable him ascertain that the number of accredited voters agrees with the number recorded in the beavers, and votes scored by political parties on the result sheet is correct and agrees with the results electronically transmitted or transferred directly from polling units. Unfortunately, gentlemen, the said INEC collation stroke returning officer bluntly refused to comply with the mandatory provisions of the INEC regulations and guidelines and mocked our party's agent to go to court.
That's it.
If the INEC collation and stroke returning officer had complied mandatory provisions of the Electoral Act, who complied with the mandatory provisions of the Electoral Act and INEC guidelines, the issues of overvoting would have been cured at that point, like Professor Nena Uti did in Abia State. My dear compatriots, as we all saw in the full glare of national television, the said LP State Party coalition agent, this gentleman here, was not only beaten mercilessly in the presence of state security agents, but was quickly and humiliatingly dragged out of the state collation center as soon as he mentioned the Abia State scenario, where the then sagacious Abia State governorship election returning officer, Professor Nenoti, stood up for democracy against all forces and suspended collation until the discrepancies between the figures in the result sheets and the Beavers report were reviewed and tentative results rejected and discountenanced before a winner was announced. Having sent our party state collation agent away from the collation center with the assurance that he has been securely locked up by the police, the returning officer hurriedly collated and announced the unverified governorship election results, and without let or hindrance in the middle of the night declared the winner where there ought not to be any. The decision of the tribunal that the Beavers machine must be brought before the tribunal to prove overvoting was hinged on the Supreme Court of Nigeria decision in the case of Oyetola versus Inec in Osun State. A cursory look at that case, gentlemen, will show that Oyetola's case and mine are not the same in all fours. The circumstances are totally different, a world apart. In Oyetola case, the court was saddled with the difficulty of deciding which of the three different Beavers reports presented by three different parties, all certified by INEC as true copies of the product of the ubiquitous Beavers machine, was authentic. In that case, gentlemen, it was necessary for the court to demand to have the Beavers machine brought right before her for demonstration and perhaps undertake a little inquiry of her own as to what possibly was produced by the Beavers in court. In my own petition, gentlemen, there was only one uncontested, uncontroverted, and uncontradicted Beavers report validly issued by INEC. In addition to the Beavers report are uncontroverted testimonies of my witnesses which corroborated the report. The fact that the testimonies of my witnesses were not in any way challenged by any other parties to the petition with regards to what transpired in the various polling units in law ought to be deemed as admitted without more. My case was that the witnesses observed what happened at the polling units, that there were overvoting, and their observations was corroborated completely by the Beavers report. During trial, the tribunal deliberately curtailed the 60 days statutorily allowed by law for me to give evidence in court to 12 days of only 4 hours, thereby making it impossible for all the 1,600 witnesses listed in my petition to testify. Sadly, the said tribunal in its judgment stated that the 43 witnesses I was able to call within the 4-hour-a-day hearing was not adequate to justify my claim of substantial non-compliance with the Electoral Act, thereby gentlemen, standing justice on his head. Ordered by the tribunal, as a lot of missing logo, APC connived with INEC again and rigged the election. Thereafter, in 2019, the same APC candidate printed his own fake result sheets and connived with INEC people to announce him winner in an election against the then PDP candidate. Unfortunately for them, INEC original result sheet had security watermarks to dictate fakes and make it impossible for forgery. Thus, it was not difficult to detect the fake. In fact, it was a public knowledge that the then Imorek, Professor Chukwemeka Ezeonu, returned the original result sheet back to INEC because it was not what APC and their hired INEC returning officer used in their declaration. It was also public knowledge that preliminary forensic audit headed by the then National Commissioner, distinguished Professor Ibano, discovered this fraud and vowed not to be part and parcel of handing over the certificate of return to the APC candidate. The entire fraud was established, but INEC chairman went ahead in the guise of respecting court order, got another national commissioner to hand over the certificate to APC candidate who did not only fail the election, but had committed both electoral offences and serious criminal offence of forgery. Where is that result sheet that was supposed to be used to declare that election outcome, which process on return to INEC? Why didn't INEC show Nigerians what was going on and exonerate themselves by showing how Judicial went ahead to confirm the election declared with fake result sheets? I understand that INEC put up a subtle legal opposition, but lately, to give APC an advantage, as such, the submission of INEC was treated as out of time. What did INEC do to the lawyers, particularly the HOD legal, one Barrister Lekwa, who certified these fake results? They gave him what they refer as punitive transfer to Jos, which was one of the way INEC hides hearing staff who are supposed to be in prison. That singular act of INEC and then HOD legal Barrister Lekwa was part of why someone who came forth was forced to Onindimo in 2020. The question is, who certified the fake result sheets used by APC? I'm very optimistic that justice will be served in the long run because there are still out there so many upright, courageous, and incorruptible justices in our judiciary. Only the few bad eggs are spoiling denting their image. Do not forget that the chairman of the tribunal that delivered the judgment in my case is the same judge that delivered that fantastic judgment in Kano State governorship election just last year that almost set Kano State and our democracy on fire until it was rightly upturned and set aside by a full panel at the Supreme Court. My worry, however, is that the level of indulgence extended INEC portends rape for our democracy and death if such continues unabated, as innocent voters and the actual winners are left with red noses. INEC must be made to own up to its failures and the operatives punished for their individual roles. On no account should an INEC officer that refuses to stick to the Electoral Act or electoral guidelines in discharge of a responsibility be allowed to go unpunished, as it is presently the case. Today, many simple issues relating to INEC and their election management prowess in Nigeria has remained puzzles. Who certified the 3 different BVAS reports presented by 3 different parties in Otedola's case? Are they still in INEC service? Have they been subjected to disciplinary proceedings? When will the Electoral Offences Tribunal start handing out justice? I therefore call on President Ahmed Bola TINUBU to use his good office to ensure that the electoral system, INEC and the judiciary are sincerely cleaned before they derail our democracy to the point of no return. President Bola Ahmed TINUBU, from the look of things, you planned to be president of Nigeria for a very long time. You worked diligently and built your career from the ground up. You announced to Nigerians that it was your turn to be president of Nigeria, and you worked very hard and did everything humanly possible to achieve that great feat. Now that you have it, what are you planning to do with it? How do you want history to perceive and remember you?
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what Mama YAKUBU did in every election that Nigeria will be conducting. You can hear it from what that man said. You can hear from the horseman himself. You know, Mama YAKUBU have been the major obstacle to Nigeria democracy. Whether we like it or not, even in 2027, if Mama YAKUBU remains as the Inec chairman, there will be problem. There will still be a problem in 2027. If Mama YAKUBU remains as the Inec chairman, there will still not be a free and fair election. The election will still not be credible. It's not a cause. I'm just saying it. We all know what is happening in Nigeria. You know the role that this man is playing as far as Nigeria is concerned. Even in the governorship elections, it is obvious that they are giving the winning to the highest bidder. The people that pay most are the one receiving the winning and all of that. The vote of the people will never count. Since Mama YAKUBU remained as the INEC chairman, the vote of the people in Nigeria will not count. That is what is happening. And according to what this man states, even the judiciary is supporting the atrocities of Mama YAKUBU. The judiciary is in hand with the APC, and APC and INEC, they are intertwined. These two organizations are interwoven alongside with the judiciary. These people are suppressing the judiciary. It is what they say. That's what the judiciary do. That's what they are doing in the judiciary. It is what the politician says. That is what the judges in the tribunal or in any court, that's what they do. You can hear it from the video I uploaded last on this platform. That was the video of the CJN where he exposed everything in his retirement speech, that the politicians are the one deciding what is happening in Nigeria judiciary system today. Now the judicial system is hijacked, and Mama YAKUBU is not allowing Nigerian votes to be counting. And if you should carry him to court, the vote will still not count. He will still win in court. It is the party that make the highest pay. It is the party that he will give the winning to, and it is the same party that the judiciary will still subject to. That's what is happening in Nigeria. You can see all the atrocities. It is now obvious that Obi actually won the 2023 election. According to what this man says, the INEC is no more an independent organization. They are not dependent on parties. It is now parties and politicians that are now deciding what is happening in INEC as a commission. And this is very absurd in a country where we say we're practicing democracy. Now, looking at what this man said regarding Wole Soyinka, the first man that you first listened to, you know, I said it earlier on, though I didn't mention anybody's name. I said, I want to why Nigeria, they are biased. There are some old people in Nigeria that they are not using their number six. That's just what we're going to say. You know, Wole Soyinka have been coming out right from time and all of that. And, you know, he have been coming out talking about Obi is bad, Obi is this, Obi is that, the obedience is his problem and all of that. And this man, we always see him visiting Bola Ahmed TINUBU to have a cool conversation with TINUBU and all of that. And you know, Obi never made trouble with anyone. Obi did not make trouble with Wole Soyinka and all of that. But this man keep dashing insult to Obi. Even amidst the fact that Obi visit him to make peace, he will still come out to still patayan, to monoyan, to still talk rubbish and still insult Obi. The last speech that he released on the media platform went viral recently, and that was when he was saying that Obi is not coordinating his barbarians, which are the obedience. Like, it's not coordinated, then that is not coordinated. That is why the obedience are constituting instance in the media space, and they do all sorts of things in Nigeria public space and all of that. Now, the question out there is, Wole Soyinka that created the court group in Nigeria as far as Nigeria is concerned. You know, we have Eye, we have Vikings, we have Aye, we have a good number of them doing rubbish up and down in the street of Nigeria. Some young youth now, they don't have work in Nigeria again. All they run after is to join court and all of that. And the constitutive agent of all these things is Wole Soyinka. Have Wole Soyinka regulated all the court group in Nigeria? Because the first court group in Nigeria, according to this video, according to what this man said, it was Wole Soyinka that actually created it. Have this man regulated the court group? And it is through his court group that he created. That was where all other court groups were motivated and formed. And you can see the atrocities that they're committing in the society today. I didn't mean that in some other country, Wole Soyinka that is coming out to say all these things up and down, supposed to be in jail by now. This man that is close to 90 is 89 years, but now is coming out to still come out to say all sort of rubbish, and yet he never come out to apologize based on any of his speech. This man think is the alpha and omega of Nigeria and all of that. Nobody knows Wole Soyinka as far as Nigeria is concerned. This man have said it all in this very video. He said if Wole Soyinka did not pull his hand where he's supposed to pull his hand, people will insult him. Small children of this generation, they will see him finish. They have already started seeing him finish based on everything that I have been saying. He did not see anything to say regarding the violence that was incited on peaceful voters in the election day. He did not say anything to say regarding the beatings and all the bullying and intimidations that they did to voters in course of the election, just in the name of the fact that they did not want to vote for APC. He did not come out to say anything about it. He didn't see that one as Nigerian problem. What MAHMOOD YAKUBU have been doing, how he have been giving the winning to the highest bidder, he have never come out to talk about it, that oh, he condemned this act and all of that, but his own problem is Peter Obi. So it is obvious that this man is eating from the table of TINUBU. It is obvious that he's eating from what is dropping from the table of TINUBU. That is why he can never come out to call a spade a spade. That is why obedience are always his problem. He's seeking for respect from obedience, but he's not getting the respect because he has spoiled himself and not side with the APC cabinet and all of that. Since Nigeria is not working, nobody is going to earn respect as far as the old people are concerned in this country. Drop your opinion in the comment section of this video, as I'm gonna dedicate and that turn for you. Ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV, at LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. See you once again. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the bar, where politician with the do pass himself. All the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.